How do, and welcome back. Today I'm taste testing my no boil, no hop experimental ale. If you recall, this was made with 3 kilograms of medium dry malt straight into the fermenter and dissolved in about 3 litres of boiling water from a kettle, and that was it. No boiling in the kettle, no hop additions, nothing. I then topped it up to 20 litres. I pitched the yeast and let it ferment. Now, for bittering, rather than doing an hour boil and using hops, I used 10 mils of this, which is isomerized hop extract, and it's 6% concentrate, which means 1 mil of this in 10 litres equals 6 IBU. So I wanted 30 IBU in 20 litres, so I used 10 mil. And this can be added at any stage in the brewing process. I just happen to use it in the fermenter before fermentation, but it can be added after. If you've got a bottling bucket, on the day of bottling, you can add some of this to your bottling bucket and rack on top. It doesn't matter, it doesn't change anything. So for 30 IBUs in 20 litres, I used 10 mils. And then a day before bottling, I added some of this. This is aroma oil, and it's Kentish Gold hops. This is to replace dry hopping basically. It's going to add a really nice hop aroma to the beer, and it's applied. Well, it can be used on bottling day. If you've got a bottling bucket, just put a bit of this into the bottling bucket and rack on top along with this, if that's what you want to do. But I used about, well, it says 2 mil for 20 litres as your starting line, and you can just adjust from there. If you want it a bit more aromatic, you can add a bit more in. And it was 1 day before bottling day, so it sits in the beer for about 24 hours. It gets evenly distributed, and it gives a nice little bit of a hop flavour and hop aroma to the beer. Now, I made a mistake. Instead of 2 mil, I actually put the whole bottle in, 15 mils. So yeah, this is going to be a very aromatic beer. But overall, it's actually worked out very cost effective. The bittering especially, this big 100 ml bottle only cost me £5.50. So that's 55 pence to bitter this 20 litres. That's really good value, and of course you save on time as well. But how does it taste? So let's open the bottle and find out. There we go. It's a nice golden colour from that medium dry malt. A nice, really nice white head. Very carbonated, lovely carbonation gushing up there. I just used 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar, but that's really nicely carbonated, and it is crystal clear. It's only had about 3 weeks in the bottle, but that is absolutely crystal clear. You can see my hand there. Okay, the aroma, I know, I can smell it from here. So it's strong, very hoppy. Yeah, and because I use so much, unfortunately, it's masking any sort of malt aroma. It's just those nice citrusy hops. A little bit of earthiness maybe as well. Smells very nice, but unfortunately it's all hop because I used too much. Right, taste test. How is it bittered? Oh, that's a nice beer. For something so simple, it is really refreshing. Mouthfeel is the light side of medium, so it's medium bodied but on the lighter side. Nice biscuity malt, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of like toffee caramel, but mostly it's a biscuity malt. Because I use so much of this aroma oil, I'm actually tasting some of the hop as well. A nice citrus note to this beer, some floraliness as well, and importantly, it tastes natural. It doesn't taste chemical at all. Just tastes as if it's part of the beer. But the bittering, is bob on. 30 IBUs, but again, it doesn't taste chemical. It tastes like I'd boiled hops for 1 hour. It just tastes as, you know, part of the beer. Does a nice job of balancing out the malt, and it does leave quite a crisp finish as well. Oh, that is good. For such a simple, it took me 5 minutes to put this together. The dry malt in the fermenter, boiling water from a kettle, 10 mils of this, topped it up, fermented, and then a day before bottling I added too much of this, and it's beyond my expectation. I didn't think it would be this nice. That is a really nice, refreshing beer. And not just it's not just time effective, it's cost effective as well, because 55p 10 mils of this, a 100ml bottle, 55p it cost me to bitter this beer, or the batch, you know. You couldn't do that with hops, not so cheaply, and of course it takes no time at all. With the aroma hops, I don't really think there's any benefit time-wise or cost-wise over just using hop pellets and dry hopping for a few days. As I say, you can add these at any time during the brewing process, but this is best right at the end. But you can add it to a bottling bucket. You can add this to a bottling bucket. Doesn't matter. So very convenient in that way. But flavour wise, you just don't notice, is my opinion. You don't notice that this hasn't been boiled and hopped. It just tastes like I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very simple beer, but it tastes like a very good beer. It's also worth noting that I got this Kent Gold, that the malt miller, where I buy these from in the UK, they have a range of different hop varieties, Mosaic, Citra, Amarillo, Cascade, Nelson Sauvon, all in these little hop bottles, 15 mils. Just use it sparingly though. But yeah, if you was just to keep to the 2 mils per 20 litres, then you'll get 7 brews out of this, and it was about £6, so it's just shy of a pound per batch, which is probably similar, probably even a little bit less actually than if you was to dry hop. But you could get several of these and mix and match, make your own sort of flavours in the beer, a mixture of different hops. So really, as an experiment, it's a success. I won't be doing it all the time. I do enjoy brewing, I enjoy boiling, I enjoy adding hops. But you know, if you're short on time, you've just got 5 minutes and you've got some dry malt extract, there you go, put a brew on. Shouldn't stop you. These can also be added. Another benefit of these is if you've got a beer that you've brewed, or say a commercial beer that you've bought, and you're a bit underwhelmed by it, it hasn't got the hoppiness or the bitterness that you would have wished for, add a drop, just a drop from a pipette into a 500 ml glass, and it's the same. It's equivalent to 6 IBUs. A drop is usually measured as 0.05 mil. Well, you times that by 20 and you get to 1. Well, 500 mil, you times that by 20, you get to 10 litres. So it's the same, it's the 6 IBU. So 1 drop of this into your glass, pour the beer on top, and you've just bittered your beer by 6 IBU. So if you've got a beer that you thought it could have had a bit more bitterness or a bit more hoppiness, just drop them straight into the glass, pour the beer on top so it gets evenly distributed, and you've just bittered your beer. That is a really refreshing beer. Better than I expected. So there you go. My no hop, no boil, no hop, experimental, I'm going to call it pale ale. It's just on the, like a light golden colour. I'll call it a pale ale, and yeah, it works remarkably well. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it's given you something to think about maybe, and how to simplify your brew day. This is simplifying it to an extreme, but I think there's a place for these in a brewery. So thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure, and as always, I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.